Okay, so for your lean and green meal, the best thing to do is to consult, aside from talking to your coach, is your handy dandy Optivia guide. This came with your starter kit. Okay, this is really helpful. And if you turn to the page that says lean and green, see that? It explains exactly what your lean and green meal. Your lean and green meal is going to consist of 5 to 7 ounces of cooked lean protein, plus 3 servings of non starchy vegetables, and up to 2 servings of healthy fats, depending on your lean protein choices. So, when we talk about the lean, let's talk about the protein part of your meal. The protein falls into 3 categories. There is leanest, leaner, and lean. You see that? And that's in your book. You're going to weigh all of those protein options after cooking. Now, if you are one of those people that says, I hate weighing things, don't tell me to weigh things. I went to Weight Watchers and they would tell me to weigh everything, and I'm not going to weigh anything. Let me show you something, all right? This is called the Salter scale, right? This is my handy dandy digital scale. See how flat it is? See this? Now, when I turn on my scale and I put a dinner plate, this is just a, let's say, a lunch plate on top of it, I am able to set this plate to 0. I literally set the whole thing to 0. And every time I weigh something, so I set it to 0 every time I weigh something. So let's say I'm weighing my Laughing Cow cheeses, which I'm not, that I'm not actually weighing. But let's say this was a protein, right? Let's say this was a protein. I put it on the scale, it's 0.8 ounces, right? So it's what I then do. Let's just say that this other cheese was actually my veggie. So let's say I measured my protein after cooking it, and it was a leanest option. So it was 7 ounces. So I measured it to 7. And then I start weighing my veggies and I set it right back to 0. And it tells me exactly how much my veggies weigh, each one. And then I set it to 0 again. And it takes me less than 30 seconds to weigh my meal. And then all I do is I remove my plate, I put my scale down, and I have a meal. And it's that easy. So when you're telling me that you really don't feel like weighing, back in the day when you had to stick it in a cup, put it in a measuring cup and then put it on the scale and then pour it in, it's not like that anymore. You literally can put your digital scale underneath your dinner plate and weigh it, take your dinner plate off, and eat. And the reason why you're measuring your food is because this particular program, it's really down to a science. If you crack into Dr. A's Habits of Health, which is one of the books that came with your kit, along with your life book, which is the mental piece of this wonderful journey, they explain all the different things that you can have on the plan, and why certain foods are really great for weight loss and why you should avoid others. So it's a really, for those of us who are not, into science, I was more of the English writing girl, not the science girl. This was really an eye-opening experience. I actually said on my Facebook post, on a Facebook post today, how usually Wednesday to Friday are my days where I'm really honing in on my program, because if I've gained a little that week, I go ahead and I really focus in to make sure that I get the weight right back off. So I'm usually battling the same pound or pound and a half every week. So yesterday I decided, instead of having a leanest protein option, I decided to have steak. And you could have up to 5 ounces of steak. And I still lost weight. I couldn't believe that. So it's trust the journey, trust what this program says. And when you dive into your leanest options, the way that this program works is simple. If you select from the leanest category, which is anything from cod, flounder, shrimp, scallops, lobster, game meat like buffalo, like bison burgers, ground turkey or other meat that's 98% lean, light meat turkey, or meatless options like egg whites or meatless meatballs, things like that, that's going to fall in the leanest category. You could have 7 ounces of that cooked plus 2 healthy fats. Now you can be creative. I'm very creative, so I'll do grilled shrimp. I may do 5 ounces of my grilled shrimp. I'll then have a little bit of ricotta cheese and then some Wonder Noodles or palmini pasta as my veggie, along with a quarter cup of tomato sauce, and I have an entire Italian meal there. So this is not, you don't have to have 7 ounces all at one sitting. You can spread it out throughout the day. You can have some of it at lunch and some of it at dinner. It's up to you. You want to find what works within your day. You may be that person that really looks forward to having a big hearty meal and this is going to be a lot of food, or you may be the person who says this is way too much all in one sitting. I'd like to have a little bit of breakfast, a little bit of lunch, a little bit of dinner, or maybe just have lunch and dinner, and the breakfast fueling option is just fine. So there are no hard and fast rules about how to consume your lean and green, but the key is to, if you really want to dial into this program, you want to weigh it. So you're going to weigh that protein. There's my Zoom bomber. She's wondering what I've got up here. And then in terms of the healthy fats, it will be determined by if you select a leanest protein, a leaner that's like swordfish or chicken, or meat that's 95 to 97% lean, or and that you can have one healthy fat. So you can have a chicken dish with one healthy fat, that's 6-ounce chicken. And then lean is the steak or the salmon or a tuna steak, lamb, meat that's 85 to 94% lean. That would be 5 ounces, and you can't have any healthy fats with that. And normally the healthy fat is either used to season your protein, or it might be used to season your vegetables. And with the vegetables, you were given a again in the welcome email, a vegetable conversion guide that breaks down, if you were to weigh your veggies after cooking them on your dinner plate on your scale, you can then determine how many veggies you can, how many ounces of vegetables you can have. You can also use a measuring cup. I sometimes use it for salad because it's just easier for me to just do it that way. But when you're cooking your vegetables, it's a lot easier to just do the vegetable conversion chart. So if it's 3.1 ounces, let's just say, is a is a veggie. I'm not gonna, don't quiz me on it. Maybe cauliflower or whatever. If you wanted to have 2 servings of that, you double that up, and then you still are entitled to a 3rd serving of another vegetable. That's why if you're having like Italian food, a 1/4 cup of tomato sauce is considered 1 green. So again, use your greens wisely to make up your meal. We have, as your coaches have shared with you, phenomenal recipes, so many great recipes that you can certainly try on this program, and you'll surprise yourself at how good you are at making all these things, and people really are amazed at the variety of options you can have as your lean and green meal. If you hate cooking, the last thing you want to do is go into the kitchen and you order out a lot, or you just want it simple and easy, there's a fantastic Trader Joe's list, there's a Costco list, there's all kinds of grocery lists of items that, staple items you can have and basic things you can do. What I love about Trader Joe's is that a lot of their foods are already prepared. Their shrimp burgers, their chili lime burgers, there's a stir-fry shrimp that's an entire lean and green meal. So it just takes out the guesswork. Or, rotisserie chicken without the skin. Just weigh that chicken, put it over salad, and that's another lean and green with, of course, the fabulous Green Goddess dressing that counts as a condiment and is so delicious. And also the game changer for so many of us is the mini Mac salad or the Big Mac salad, whatever you want to call it. I know we have shared the recipe guides with you, but again, on the Facebook group, in the files section, you can go into the files section of this group and you will find Pinterest recipes and fueling hacks. And again, you can open that. Some people print it out and actually put it in a binder. I think that's what I may even finally do. Or I just go on Pinterest. I follow Uptivia on Pinterest. I look at a recipe that I want to make, and I do that. And then one other site that a lot of people use is called Sandy's Kitchen Adventures. She has lost 45 pounds on Uptivia, and she created an entire website with fantastic recipes. So that's your lean and green meal. And of course, if you have any questions, and I want you to keep it simple. Leanest is 7 ounces, 2 healthy fats. Leaner, 6 ounces of protein, 1 healthy fat. Lean, 5 ounces of protein, 0 healthy fats. It is in this book. It shows you exactly what it is. It gives you suggestions of what proteins fall into those categories. Of course, if you select some random protein that is not in this book, there is a guide of other things that you could, certainly look into. But I would suggest keep it simple. Do the proteins that are listed for at least for the first week or two, so that you could really optimize your weight loss, get your body into fat burn, and enjoy seeing yourself finally get to the place that you want to be. So with that, if you have any questions at all, you know where to reach me. Always ask questions on this Facebook group, or share any things that you found, and I will be back again real soon. Thanks.